No. Okay, shall we start? It's live now. So, hello, my name is Hamid. Welcome to a new session of our English conversation circle. So, today we have only one new member, so we all know mainly everything, what we do here. So I was thinking about discussing a topic which I tried last week. I tried and met a friend of mine who's my classmate from school, and we didn't see each other for the past 10 years. And I've seen him on Facebook, and I was like, okay, let's meet up, let's try it. And it was like a little bit weird, but at the same time, it felt like it wasn't that long time after like 10 minutes. So, who did it ever like do it or try it to meet someone who you didn't meet for a really long time? And what do you think about it? Or do you ever like think about someone like sometimes when you're driving and you see like a house of an old friend or like the place where they live, and then you're like, oh, that person, I remember them, but you just drive by and forget. But do you ever like think about what happens if I go and knock, like, and say hi? Like, did you ever think about doing that, or if some?
In my case, the opposite happened. Many of my friends at school, even at the elementary school, we did not see each other for a long time because we went split ways. Each of us took a different route, but suddenly they gathered themselves and made a group and invited me for a meetup, and as if we did not separate, but after one or let's say second talk, I found
there are some boundaries.
yes, there are some boundaries. They are not the same persons. I still like them. I remember everything we did at that time, but I feel that I'm a different person, and maybe they are the same. So actually, I stopped at there. So there is no disconnection totally, but there is no communication as it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so our new member here, your first time here, right? Okay, my name is Hamid, and everybody has their name tags on, so... yeah, so Hamada? Hamuda. Oh, okay. So your first time with Out and About totally, right? So, okay, so I have many questions, like, because you're new. What brought you here? What did...
I made a search on my internet, searching about English conversation groups or animates to upgrade my skills in English language. I found it.
Okay, great. I hope you will like
I
it.
don't speak English. I'm speaking other languages. When I came to Jordan, I have to speak English. So I have to upgrade my skills.
So where are you from?
I'm from Jordan.
Uh-huh.
I came from Moscow.
Ah,
I speak Russian language.
I do too. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, so, okay, so now you need to practice your English, so you... Okay, so you're in the right place. We were talking about meeting someone who you didn't see for a long time. Like friend from school or university, if you finished university like a long time ago. So, Ruqayya shared her experience, and does anyone else want to?
I think we are gonna feel somehow strange to each
But
other.
did you try it?
Let's say I used to live in a different place, past. So the childhood friends, the school friends are still there, but I moved and I changed the way or the style of my life. So when I go back to the childhood place there, so I see them, let's say, on occasions, not intentionally, but we still dealing with each other in a formal way. We do not have the same, let's say, the same interest as we used to be in the past. So I think separation and distance and even lifestyle make plays its role. So I'm sure it will have the effect to change the way how you look to the situation. So I think I do not like it.
You don't like it?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Shayma.
Sometimes we suppose things, and these things are not real. So sometimes we fear of rejection, or we fear of that we will. If I send WhatsApp, she will reply or not. She will welcome me or not. Maybe we as a human fear of rejection all the time.
Yeah.
So sometimes we suppose things, and we made a scenario in our mind, and this scenario really does not exist. So everybody from us, they think that I will talk to her for a long time, so she will reject me. So I think, no, and on the other side, she thinks the same. So we are all humans. We are all made scenarios in our brain sometimes. So yeah, when I try it, I feel that it's useful. But I didn't meet directly. So I sent some messages, and or sometimes she's a friend of mine on Facebook. Sometimes I mentioned her something or some to break boundaries.
To break the ice.
Yeah, to break the ice between us. So then I will start and yeah, I think it's useful, and I think the other side will come in. He will not. I think.
I'll deal with them formally.
In most cases.
Totally.
Well, I used to think sometimes like about to see some, I think it depends on the person and how close you were back then to a limit, because like I met this friend and it was like really good and we have like these mutual interests that we still have until this day. But yesterday I was driving and near my house, and I saw like an old friend, like a neighbor who I didn't also see for a long time, and he was driving past, and I was like, this moment when you try to be invisible and just drive. I didn't know why. I just was like, okay, I'll make it look like I'm not seeing him, or it's not me, or I don't know why. I just had that feeling.
I'm not trying to avoid anyone, but I cannot find it's the same because my interests are different. They are talking about things and I don't care. I don't care. For them it's a big deal. For me it's nothing. Maybe I went through that earlier and thought it's nothing. Or maybe
can apply it even in your workplace.
Yeah.
There are lots of people. You may spend most of your time with them, but you do not like their company because no, at your workplace, not your family.
It happens even at the same family.
Exactly. Yes. I didn't.
My brothers and sisters, they are not the same.
Yes,
Exactly, yeah.
Everyone has a different character. So
Exactly.
you love them, you
But-
like them, you deal with them, but at specific points you cannot go through with them
Exactly,
as
yes.
you want.
But these people, when we in the past, I remember two people or two friends in the past. We had, let's say, we were copies. not even the same interests. We were copies. We didn't do anything without the other. So everything good we do it together, and everything bad we did it together. So, but when I meet them, let's say in Jum'ah prayer, or it happens in the street, in the market, so I do not feel the same. I don't feel the same. But on the other hand, I some friends that I regularly, let's say, see them a year, once a year, for example, twice, even in 2 years for once, but we still have that calmness between friends. So the time, I think, plays its role.
Yeah, please.
I think every period of life has a specific interest. When you are a 10-year-old, you are thinking about play. When you are 25, 30, you are thinking about marriage or creating work. So if you don't see your friend for 20 years, so for sure you have a different interest. So you have to think about it. You are not a 15-year-old. So time will change the character of people. If you were very close, because you were thinking about the same thing at that time. After 30 years, you are creating work, you are creating family. So the interest will change your mind and his mind.
Yeah, I have a point. We are not the same. Sometimes some of us marriage at 30, some of us 35, or some of us do 25. So we are not doing the same at the same time. And even with the different feelings.
No, I say, when you are 15-year-old, you are thinking about specific things. Only playing or only chilling out. When you are 35, you are thinking about different things. Maybe if you will develop a specific character, not like you. Maybe you will live outside the country for 20 years. So your mind will change according to that country. Is that right?
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, yeah, please.
For me, I made the experience of that. Actually, in the late of the last year, we made the decision. I was with my friends, two of my friends. Actually, we are friends from the school. Actually, the village where I come from, we studied in the same school as the neighbor or the friends. Actually, after more than 10 years, we made the decision to make the group on WhatsApp and try to meet each other. But we did it actually. But the most experienced things, I felt that I get the good feeling. Actually, we back to the school. All the meeting, all the 2 hours or 3 hours we spent together, just try to remember what we did in the school or in that period. Actually, I got that feel. I'm back to the school. After 12 years, I'm back to the school. Actually, I found it as a wonderful feeling to get it after 10 or 12 years. So I think it's the most beautiful things to happen to the person, to remember the past and try to make the future similar to the past in the happiness, or actually we forget all the sad we experienced in the past, but just all the things we remember, just the happiness we made it in the school. So I tried before, I found it wonderful, and Actually, I like to make it for the second or the third time. We didn't experience our life now or the future or what we're gonna do there. All the meeting is going to the past or the happiness we spend it in the school. So I found it wonderful as much as I was in the school.
Oh,
Yes.
that's interesting. That's also a point. Okay, you're too quiet.
I'm just trying.
Straight.
You're suspiciously quiet today.
I'm just making an opening for the others.
Yeah, thank you.
He expressed this with his professor.
Actually, I'm training myself to not be impulsive because I'm always being impulsive. So actually, I'm working on something at the moment.
That's impressive, actually. I admire that. Really, I respect it.
You tend to think of yourself like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, but it turned out I'm learning. Yeah, I'm still learning.
That's inspiring. That's really good. Okay, so since I see this topic that doesn't attract all of you, Shayma smiling like, yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
So we will jump to another topic then. Okay, so topics. Do you have a specific topic that you want to discuss, or should I hear one of the ones that I've prepared already? You, Shayma, since you.
I have a topic in my mind. I don't think it's interesting for you. It's about professionality in workplace. About sometimes the dress code and the way you behave, the way you receive a call, the way you write an email. So sometimes we miss these issues in our work since all have this experience. So I think that professionality is
Professionality in work. Do you like it?
Good talk.
He's just like being nice.
Because
I'm being
everywhere you
straightforward.
go, especially for the Jordanian people lack professionalism. Whether the waiters or waitresses, whether call center agents, they're trying. It's so obvious that they're pretending. Wherever you go, especially the public sector, they're not doing their job. I mean, they're working for the money. So yeah, I like the talk.
Okay, I have lots to say about this topic because this when I see it everywhere, people are like nobody is professional. I think nobody is professional. Almost nobody. Like I've never until now I can't remember people who were professional. Only maybe by the mobile phone company there was a guy who was professional, and that's it. And
Do you call talking like a machine being professional?
no, not talking. I know what you mean. No, that man wasn't talking like machine. He was professional. He didn't waste my time. He did his job quickly and nicely, and that's it. I was out in 5 minutes. I didn't expect that, and that was professional. I loved it. But in many other places, when you're going to anywhere and you want something from the person, and they're just 1 minute and they're typing something on their phone, or you can see Candy Crush. And you just standing there and just hey, what should I do now? Or it can be in anywhere. For example, what I notice mostly. Oh, that's a different topic. Mostly, I notice in eating places when they work without gloves, and it just you just feel like something is wrong, and you tell them, and they wear a glove on one hand, and they continue doing. And the other hand. I once asked them why you're wearing only one glove, take it out or put another one, and it's no, I wore this in the morning and stayed on my hand, and it's just for people who want me to wear gloves, they look at this hand, and other people who don't care, they see the other hand.
Wow.
Oh. Well,
Shema is the one who decided to choose this topic. I want to talk to Shema about it. Shema, are you annoyed by the idea that nobody's doing their job? If so, it means you're a perfectionist. I'm, accusing you of being a perfectionist. So are you that kind of personality?
It's not about perfectionist. It's about the way I choose this one. Because I have a course now, it's called Soft Skills. And in these soft skills, we took a lecture yesterday about etiquette, about how to work, etiquette work. So one of them about dress code, one of them about how to deal with business cards, how to deal with email, how to deal with calls, and that was my lecture yesterday. So because of that,
So you're just trying to enrich your vocabulary, your expressions in that regard. That's all.
Yes, that's all.
Okay.
It's not about that.
I thought you were at the personal level.
I can answer your question. I feel annoyed, totally annoyed. Even when I try to control myself many times to be polite, to be, let's say,
You don't have to. You don't have to.
when you are driving in the streets, you see lots of
okay, but chaos.
things.
But that's
Chaos.
another
No,
case.
no, 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 no,
Another
no.
topic.
No, it's not another topic.
That is
It's-
another
no,
topic.
No, it's not another topic. So, if this person is in chaos in the street, you will find him in chaos at home. You will find him at his work. So it's all about, let's say, management, self-management. This person cannot control himself. So
Perhaps you're asking the wrong question. Perhaps it's all stress.
no, not stress. It's not
We're a
stress.
crowded city. We live in a crowded city.
Even in the villages, you can find it. Even in the villages, he has the space to park his car, and
You're exactly proving my point. It has to do with the stress like that.
Yeah, well, yeah, it
That's
can be.
fine. Take a vacation.
One of the points that our lecturer introduced in the lecture, that's about how to deal with business cards. When someone gives you a business card and you put it in your pocket without even seeing it, or put it in your bag. So it's about some professional behaviors or some professional etiquette you should have to give the other party your attention. So that's about
The courtesy, some kind of courtesy. You have to show it.
courtesy or some of attention that you have to show. So about let's say dress code. So when you are in a workplace, you should not dress as you are in the evening or in another situation. So it's about professionalism in the dress and the way you talk. This was the lecture about.
I thought
It was getting in your coffee.
She insists to bring back the topic the way she wanted. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm
I
keeping an eye on
thought
you.
I taught this as a text passage for 9th graders. So we have this. So the text passage was talking about the first impression. No. It was not the employee of the month. The employee of the month. So,
Okay, I want to hear what he has to say. Just listening. How about you, Khalid? You have nothing to say? Or is it not interesting for you? Or...
No, not like that. I'm interesting about it. My mind is not.
Ah, you're busy with something else. Okay.
I want to talk about a little different thing.
Okay.
The same subject, but you are focusing about the customer service part, or let's say
No.
the etiquette part.
Being professional at your work.
when you
Being
do your
professional
job,
in work is even
It's
we
a
talk about
wide
in general,
topic, yeah.
We talk about in general is that to do what is right for work, regardless of let's say, any, let's say, personal complexities with the people. This is the most important thing, actually, other than following a dress code or giving some care for persons, which is important. But when we are talking about professional, I know where is the border and I stop at it. So I think this is the most important point. For, let's say, for some types of jobs, it's not important to follow a specific dress code. It's not important to work from a specific hour to a specific hour. There is some flexibility. But professional is where you know where is the interest of the work and where it does not conflict with your own interests. For example, if my colleague, I and my colleagues are not good, let's say we do not have a good relation. For example, he is trying to take my place or I'm trying to take his place or whatever. When we work, this should not be visible to anyone, even in the upper levels or even if you are facing a customer.
You are doing the same,
Yes.
even if your personal relationship is not...
It's all ethics actually, but this is the most important thing that occurs to me when I'm talking about being a professional.
Okay, let's readdress the question, okay? So, since we all here work already for different periods of time, so what can be the thing which stops you from being professional at work or stops the other people? Like, why you think people are not being professional? And like sometimes we can be not professional also.
Environment, poor environment.
Yeah, please.
I want to get back. Well, yeah, I'm going to cover the point that you're talking about, but let me get back to it. Actually, you kind of presented the case in a way that it might sound like, yeah, let's just follow the code of conduct. And it's written on a rock. You have to smile. You have to be in a good looking shape, whatever. No. Actually, the course that she's attending, that Shayma is attending, it's kind of rudimentary form of a higher and more sophisticated prestige or, let's say, training for people. For example, if you go to the UK and attend any of their university, it's there they teach you how to interact, not just to make a presentation. At the personal level, it's very sophisticated. Like, if you see any of the professors, they might make an eye contact to you, but they're not thinking about it. It gets to morbid levels, actually. You just gonna let him tell you, yeah, you have to do this, you have to do that. Now, I think I responded to the point. Don't think that, yeah, well, they have problems. It's my problem as a person. It's not the law. What is written here, the regulations, is always perfect. No, it's not always perfect. I'm going to get back to the point here. You were saying that why they can't, why should they? Okay? In the first place, you have to be comfortable with whatever you're trying to do. And I want to blame it on the constitutor, the person who decided that those are our, pillars. That's how we're going to conduct the world. If you're good enough and you will give me the method that I'm supposed to use, you will cover all kind of cases and you would leave a resilience, a flexibility, in some case, to leave. Give me a space to act, improvise. Let me improvise. Let me do what I feel like to do. Okay, let me make the conventional wisdom my verdict, my judge. Okay, my judgment. So I don't blame it on people. Well, first place, you ought to be comfortable. We're not machine, and it's not military, for God's sakes. Okay?
So one of the cases that somehow relates to the topic. We are teachers and the Minister of Education. They are now using machines to record your fingerprint.
From
the beginning-
complain about it.
From the beginning to the end of the, let's say, the end of the day, scholastic day. After that, we have, let's say, crowded classes. We have, let's say, poor management. We have all the problems. If you look to the world and you will gather all the problems in the world, you will find it in the Ministry of Education. But, so, let's say the regulations are so poor, you can say that you are the target. The teacher who is the target. So, when you find yourself as the target of everything, let's say, you have to do, you should do, he limits your mind, he limits your, let's say, your freedom, limits abilities. Even when you do something good, you do not get the let's say, the suitable praise or the suitable, let's say, motivation. So they kill your motivation. So, and this happens in, let's say, in all the public sector, as we see. In the health sector, it is available, and let's say it's visible, not available, it's visible. And even in, let's say, in the MOHE, Minister of Higher Education, also it is available. Let's say I cannot find any place, maybe the, let's say, the civil security, الأمن العام ماشي الحال, and let's say traffic department. They have. I
Don't
think,
go there.
No. In some
I will
places.
stop the video and start talking.
In some places, I like what they do, but I cannot find the way they do it in different parts of the, let's say, governmental institutions or, let's say, buildings. So they, let's say, they introduce the technology and they use it professionally. I guess. When you used to go to renew your license, it could take 1, 2, or 3 days. You will complete it on the next day. But now, just you wait for, let's say, 1 hour or half an hour. So, but if you go to the, let's say, medical insurance, even it is, let's say, highly ranked institution, one of the highly ranked institutions in Jordan or Amman, it provides, let's say,
Traditional way.
yes, and they still write the your turn in a series on papers, and you go to this window and get to this from here, this, and 3 of them, one can do their job.
Yeah, well,
So you it's not about stress.
Doesn't take high education.
Exactly.
Doesn't take 4-year university degree to do a certain job.
Exactly. So do not tell me or talk to me about professionality or creativity unless you provide the basic means.
Dare you
to
to
be.
argue with them? You don't know who you're
Exactly.
talking to. You don't know who
It's
you're
not your
talking
business. Not your business.
yeah, it's nobody's
Get out
business.
of the line. Get
Follow
back to the line.
follow the rules. Follow what I say. Then you have, if you can complain other places.
Well, I think like the motto of the regulation of everything here if it's not life-threatening, it's not important.
Exactly.
Because everything, really, we are really organized. Like with the fire department, they're organized. They're really good. Like with the police, when it's like something life-threatening, it's organized, fast, and good. But everything which is not like life-threatening,
We don't
nobody
go any
cares
further.
about it. Like nobody's going to die now. Like okay, then they can wait. So that's like what I've noticed also like in the hospitals. So and everywhere, if it's not life-threatening, nobody cares in anything, and nobody is going to try and fix it. And when you just tell a suggestion to someone, it can be like they'll tell you no, like we don't need it.
You see it. You can see it in the street. You can for you, or any of you. You can see it in any place you go. But I can see it in the whole society.
Yeah.
When I get into a classroom contains 40 people or students. So I can see the whole society in their eyes, in their actions. in their-
Miniatures.
Exactly. So they are, let's say, they are learning from the adults, and they, let's say, improve for the bad, let's say.
You remember when we had a school parliament idea and we tried to implement
And
it?
still,
Yeah, still.
yeah,
The son of the
still.
teacher won.
There were bribes. There were bribes.
Yes.
Baby corruption.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Hilarious.
In Jordan, it depends on three major criteria, which is training. We lack of good training.
We do, but
Yeah.
you have to pay a lot of money.
That's why we lack.
If you are a good company with a good reputation, you need to make a continuous training for your employees.
Sure.
To have good. A good. No,
What
not
are,
only,
get to the point. What are your recommendations? Company or a corporation delivering training services?
Yes.
And what's wrong
to
with that?
have
What? To have what? Simply. Don't
No,
try
no,
to amaze us.
not only I'm not speaking about money only. To be a professional, yeah.
Where did you find the weakness points? Where did you find the anomaly?
They don't provide good training.
Oh,
They
they're
are thinking
coaches.
about money.
Yeah, their
They are
coaches aren't
spending
good.
money,
Yeah.
spending money to have a good reputation. They don't need it.
Yeah. Yeah. The
They
quality.
can pay bribes to have.
Yeah, sure. And
They
the
don't-
quality
they
of the
don't
coaching
need-
itself.
Yes.
It's not worthy.
They need relatives.
Oh yeah, but as you, did you go by, let's say you were sent by somebody else, or you were
Yes.
just some,
Yes.
you were delegated by
That's-
somebody
yeah.
else?
The other thing is ethics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
it's
me
not
about
here.
it.
We will act like it. We don't have it. We will
Not in any job.
The-
Like
the
nobody.
third major criteria is needs. Do I need this job, or only I need
money will
salary at the end of the month? So if I need it, I will act like
Hunger is a good
yeah,
drive.
good. If I don't need it, I will come after 30 minutes from starting the job. I'm working in Jordan for almost 10 years now. Every time I tell my friends starting job not at 8 o'clock, no. When it starts at 8 o'clock, it doesn't mean go out of your house at 8 o'clock. you have to be at the job.
You have to be ready at it.
You have to attend there.
When it ends at 4 p.m., you don't have to be at home at 4 p.m. You can go out and work at 4 p.m.
It's a
So
Because of this, we have
it's
big
about needs,
profession.
about needs, training, and ethics,
Yes, morals.
which we.
Lack.
But we're good. We're good. We're not that bad. Just consider Sudan. Consider Africa. Consider some other corrupted country. So we're somewhere in the middle. We're not like North Europe.
Yeah, but it's
Forget
going
about
down.
that.
It's going down. The last 5-10 years, it's going down.
Yeah.
Because everything going to be expensive, and the people can't do that. They will take bribes. They will.
You know why, sir? You know why? Why? Because we're systematically being Americanized. The whole country, including you, I, our mentality is being systematically, not just randomly, systematically Americanized. We are being attacked by capitalism. How much it worth? Okay, how much do I need to pay to get this? It's materialism. So that's why. How much, in the end of the day, how much I'm putting in my pocket. I'm not, well, listen. A lot of my American friends resist capitalism and resist the corruption that we have. America is not one person.
Yeah, I know.
Not one person. And Jordanian people are not one person. You and I, both Jordanians,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
But you might have totally different views than mine. Yeah, but we still do.
I think it's about the globalization, not Americanism. It's
that-
globalization, but it happens that America is the most
Ruqayya,
powerful.
that's what we call it euphemisms. You know what euphemism?
No?
Okay, let me explain it to you.
Okay.
It's just to call something better. Okay.
Okay.
Like I smacked him on the face. No, I gently.
No, but after all, it's a globalization.
Euphemism. Don't be euphemistic. It's not globalization. It's just an invasion of the American culture, and it's not good for us. We're a tribal society. We're Arabs, and it doesn't suit us. And we don't have to shove it on our throats because it doesn't fit. We're Arabs. We were raised by tribal people, and it doesn't work for us.
Yes, I agree with him.
Yeah, but
I agree with him.
but
Especially
not.
the females.
Let's say
But when we talk about
let's say-
globalization, you can, if you arrange yourself well, you can do your effect, you can impact
Where's
others.
the Chinese part of the globalization? I don't see you dressing like Chinese, lady.
yes.
I'm not
Where's the
dressing like
Russian part?
American.
Where's the Russian part of global? It's totally 100% jeans, American. You know, the jean jacket, the jeans.
We
the
follow,
jersey.
yes, we
Yeah,
follow.
we're
We
being
are following.
Americanized.
And if you look at the tag, you may find it made in China. It's a globalization.
Yeah, but with the
Okay, we're getting too far. It's out of the topic totally.
And by the way, I cherish and admire the real American culture because I know the Americans. They're good people. They're hard workers. They're highly ethical. But those are a minority of corrupted people in power. I knew what is the true or the truly American culture. But what you see is just the ugly part, I would say. The obnoxious part of America.
Well, it's like everywhere, like just like what anyone would say about us, like the same thing.
American people are so generous. If you go to the United States, I have a farm, I'm an American, I'd give you 2 or 3 of my horses, I'll invite you. They're more generous than the Arabs. Just take me for granted, believe it or not. They're so generous people, Christian Americans. But what you see on television, it's not American.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
It's the same, you don't see.
Let's say the truth.
exactly.
Okay.
Don't get me heated and I'll stay quiet.
Yeah, he was so quiet for a long time today.
No, I
Just
like
she
his
provoked me.
interaction, but
She
he is
provoked-
so
She hit a nerve.
Okay, so then let's like say, since we discussed somehow like the reasons why people can't be professional, so I would ask like what could be the changes that we can personally do to make it better. Like you said, it shouldn't be like constitution, shouldn't be forced. But on the other hand, some people don't know their way around without the constitution. That's you. You can improvise. You can think about something. You can know better how to do your job. But mainly, I think like the general population need to be like addressed,
Guided,
need to be
yes.
guided, need to be. Yeah, please.
The main point is environment. If you are happy with your work, with the salary, with the conditions, you will give more. So the environment will change the whole idea.
I think, I'm sorry, yes.
Same.
When you said environment, I come to mind, on my mind, about organizational culture. So sometimes the culture of your organization does not have a good leadership or assertive leadership. So everything you do is what you want. And when you have the punishment, you say, they didn't tell us, or they didn't train us on this, or we are not used to do this. So always there is a conflict between the management and the employees. As when you have a settled organizational culture, one of the institutions that have strong organizational culture, KHCC, which is King Hussein Cancer Center, it's a highly stressed to work in there, but it's a professional work. They have way of conduct, they have special rules, so not everybody will be surprised when they punished or when they fired. So they have specific rules and they work on it.
And they have protocol.
And they have protocols, even on their patients, even on their way of conduct between them. So they have a strong organizational culture. So somebody worked in X hospital, and the same person, he worked in the King Hussein hospital, he will change according to the culture, according to what he says. Even as we said many times here, that the Jordanian people in Dubai, when he have a vacation here in Jordan, he will do another thing in streets, and so because Dubai have a culture, so it attracts him. So it's not about individual. I agree
It's the
with that.
public mind.
It's
You
about-
follow the public mind.
It's not about individual. It's about the culture of and the environment of
It's
things.
about the law. There is a fine there.
No. Believe me, it's not all about fines.
Believe me, it's about fine.
No.
Because it's a big number.
It happened with me. When I got my brother from the airport, he was coming from when he was coming from Dubai. Unintentionally, he pulled the seat belt and made it or put it.
After 2
We
days,
call it training. Muhammad, we call it training. You are trained for 20 years to put the seatbelt.
Exactly. So the environment affected you
Yes.
how to do things.
are
So
back to the
if it is a healthy environment, you will
Yes.
do things unintentionally in a good way.
About almost
So-
so long time of training.
It's all about the rulers.
Yeah.
in
The ones who put the
15 minutes
rules.
in Jordan, you will forget about it.
And somehow, or to some extent, the ones who make the rules and force them on you, when you ask them, when you come to their mind and to ask them, why shall I do this? It's the rule, that's it. Even he cannot discuss it with you.
they don't have a concept behind
So
it.
exactly, so they do not have the bigger idea about what they are doing. So those people who are not qualified. So when we come to let's say being professional, let's find the ones who are qualified first. Then we can look for accomplishment of being, let's say, perfect in your workplace. So when we go, let's say, you have been talking about your, let's say, environment. Muhammad talked about, let's say, hospitals. Ms. Ruqayya talked about her, let's say, work environment. She had the background
No,
about.
I don't talk about my work environment. So I'm trying to talk in general.
Exactly, but there is let's say a concept was built on the things you are practicing. You cannot deny it. So it's obvious. So when you, let's say, look around, you will see that he is not qualified. He is not qualified. She is not qualified, and it's obvious. When you tell her, she throws the papers and her face and come and sit.
Well, I think the problem
And replace
here.
me.
Yeah, I think the problem here is when somebody's not working, not doing their job well, and they get any comments about it, they take it personally.
Exactly.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Nobody's taking it like
wanna
in
weigh
general to.
Oh, sorry. I want to weigh in. Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry for interruption, just because I noticed the time. None of you mentioned the importance of the household. It starts from the family. If you were raised not to throw trash or to litter in the street, then you'll never do it, regardless wherever you are. Actually, in Japan, the Japanese corporations, it takes children, and raise them in the culture of the organization. By the way, Dam's brother works in King, he's a doctor in King Hussein Center, and I agree with you on that. Yeah, to some degree, they're punctual, they're well organized, and they're wonderful. But not as well organized as the Japanese people. Because they, yeah.
That, as well as it gets in Jordan.
But there's a manner, there's a methodology behind it. It starts from the household, and, for example, I work for Mazda or whatever. I got a child, it's the child of the corporation. It's not just because we're a family. That's the Japanese school of administration. Yeah, it works. It works.
You're imagining your job at your child.
Each corporation is a tribe. So
Here, your corporation is not responsible for
let's
you.
just start from the household. Let's start with our kids. Your household, when you have babies, it's your own responsibility to take care of them.
I agree.
Yeah, and my responsibility
At
as well.
home, at home, I fix things with my children. My wife does the same. But when they come outside to the society, when they go to the supermarket, they will find fake things.
Okay.
And they will feel that the one
Does
who's,
that make you
who
wrong?
sold... No, it doesn't. To them,
In principle, you're correct. And you
exactly.
will stay correct.
When they go to the school, they will find fake teachers who cannot do their job as well.
You're
as
still truthful. I mean,
exactly. So when they go to this society, they will see different things and they will try to cope with them.
okay, but they're still righteous. They still right. They're still doing the right thing. If everybody's corrupt, it's not necessarily a reason for me.
No,
become-
but they are children and they sack this knowledge.
That's what we need at the personal level. We need to believe that it's going to work. Then the whole society is going to
Exactly.
change.
You will do it, even you
I'm
believe
doing it
or
myself.
not. You will do
I'm
it.
being
I'm doing
taken-
it. I'm already doing it.
Yes.
Even I believe that the street or the school will spoil what I did, but even though I
You'll
continue
keep doing
doing
it. Yeah.
I'm being taken advantage on daily basis. But that doesn't make me want to change my beliefs. Like, yeah, well, I have to commute and I have to ride buses. And, the assistant of the driver and the driver, they use bad mouth and they're ugly and everything is dirty. But that doesn't change nothing about me. They're representing themselves and I represent myself.
Yes, but all your talk is about manners and ethics, as I started saying.
Yeah.
When we are talking professional, this is a
where
different
does
story.
it
It is
start
part of it, but it's a different
Yes,
story.
yes, yes.
Where does it start from?
It starts
Household.
from ethics, but it starts of understanding your job. What is requested from your side exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
and as he said, training.
And you separate the work requirements from any other requirements from your point of view regarding A or B or C.
Yeah. I don't care.
Without emotion.
At the personal level, I don't care if you're well dressed or you're wearing a very expensive perfume. I don't care about that. All what I need, morals. So, what you're attending the etiquette, I hate that. You know why? Because it's fake.
It's not about fake things. The etiquette in work do not wear expensive things. tweet things that it's suitable
Neat,
for your work,
neat.
and it's covered, even what it's your nationality, even what's your culture. When you are at work, you should be covered enough. You should not have a full makeup. You should not have full accessories. So you should not distract others by things. It should not be very expensive. So you will not have comparison between others. So it's about way of conduct at work. But you couldn't put me to express my ideas. So one of the ideas, it's about email. Some of us, or most of us, when you have email in our companies, we do it as a chat, as WhatsApp.
Casual.
No, as WhatsApp. So here I reply, and this is not needed an email. This needs a meeting to have. So what are you talking about? It's not about manners. It's about way of conduct at companies. To use emails as should be. To use codes as should be. This as should be. And
Not should be, ought to. Ought to be. You know why?
Ought to be.
Because when you use should,
Advice.
it's your personal, it's your personal view.
it's not about my personal. It's
Yeah, that's why you should not use should.
what's about
Ought to, ought to.
Ought to.
Ought to.
Ought
Okay,
to.
Yanbaghi, ought to.
ought. Well, that's what you should. You ought.
I had to correct you, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's out. When you are.
Correction is okay.
Oh,
By the way, we're not against it, even though you put it on your the info for the meeting info. But it's okay.
Yeah,
Okay, when you
Someone
are
is doing
okay.
a mistake. He would like to find the correction.
You know why I corrected her? Because this is so dangerous. For
Yeah.
example, I'm trying to remind you of the rules, right? And I would say, you should go there at 5. I would say, why it's important to you? Because when you use should, you're representing your personal views. But you ought to, it's not my responsibility, it's just the laws. This is the laws.
Okay,
So
it's about
ought to,
language.
yeah. So it's so
The
dangerous.
use of language. It's
You
let's
might
say,
have a problem with native speakers. because
Exactly,
They perceive
yes,
it. They perceive
yes.
it like you're nosing, you're sticking your nose in their affairs.
Well, that's why we don't like corrections, because she's off
no,
the topic.
sometimes people,
And-
native speakers, feel offended.
Yeah, I understand you. I
offended.
totally
Yes,
understand you.
offended.
It's just like the goal is here. Like okay,
fun.
the time is up, but the goal here is to practice your language.
Being
And
professional
when-
should make you welcome any correction for your mistakes.
Yeah, but
So
when you
I'm
want
ready.
to speak, you want to practice speaking. You don't want to be
Not every
interrupted.
word, of course.
Ah, yeah.
Sure.
We became
but-
for us, let's say, it
It's
became
like-
friendly.
Yeah, it
But
became
when,
friendly.
when it comes from you to another
The
first
new
comer,
member,
مثلاً,
Okay.
so it can be, let's say, pushes him back. Yes,
You'd never develop your language unless there is a correction mechanism. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
I've come
yes, I
here
believe in
after
this.
3 years.
As a teacher-
you'd stay committing the same kind of mistakes. So we have
Exactly.
to find mechanism. I'm sorry, I had to interrupt you, but just suggest any kind of mechanism.
I agree with him. I agree with him. As a teacher, yes,
And,
I agree with him.
And
Okay.
you're most welcome for any correction.
The time is up.
Time is up. So
starving.
thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I
everybody.
hope to see you next times, and